Hello everyone. I have a topic how to balance work and life without burnout. We discuss on this topic with Maya. So let's start.
Hey, Melissa. You up for something completely different this morning?
Yes. Hi Maya. How are you?
Well, I'm doing all right. Been thinking about how interesting it is we're still chatting. I mean, 6 weeks is almost 2 months, right? We've really gone deep on everything from emotional intelligence to procrastination. So, what's on your mind today?
Yes, Maya. How to balance work and life without burnout. This is topic. And I have some question on this topic. My first question is, what does work life balance mean to you?
Oh man, the holy grail of work life balance. To me, it's the sneaky myth that you can actually balance everything equally, like trying to balance water in an uneven bucket, something's going to tip. Realistically, it's more like juggling. Some balls are going to need extra attention one day, others less. But here's the thing, you got to know which balls matter most. Like, is dropping your health going to be okay for a bit? Or is missing the deadline on a huge project way bigger deal right now? The first part to solving it is identifying what gets sacrificed when, you know, what matters to you right now that must be defended, and what's the stuff you can temporarily let go.
Okay, why is important to balance our personal and professional life?
You know what's wild? People talk about balance like it's some nice to have, but I actually think it's self preservation. When you keep grinding at work and never actually connect to the stuff that makes you, you, it's where everything starts falling apart. Relationships, mental health, even the quality of your work, it all goes to crap. I think of it like this: if you ignore any part of yourself for too long, that part starts making noise. Like your brain literally won't shut up about the hiking trip you've been meaning to take while you're stuck in that Zoom meeting. So why not just lean into what matters before it forces you to, Like you value family and teaching you want to lose that when you get burned out? That's not just about preventing burnout, it's actually about living. What do you want to show up as when you're living it?
Yes, yes, yes. What are the signs of burnout?
Ooh, the telltale signs, the sneaky ones that creep up on you. First, it's the exhaustion that sleep can't fix. Then it's that weird frustration at work where everything irritates you. Emails, meetings, Janice from accounting just breathing too loud. Like you can't actually deal with this level of annoyances, and it's all making you really irritated all the time. What's interesting to me is the disconnection from work, like it actually becoming robotic, and you realize you don't actually care about it. But here's where it gets real, the physical stuff: headaches that won't quit, stomach issues, changes in appetite. Your body starts basically shouting at you because work is taking more and more emotional space and your mental bandwidths are overloaded. It's basically your brain's way of trying to hit the brakes? Which signs are showing up for you these days?
Uh,
I mean, that was a lot to throw at you. Sometimes burnout makes people freeze up. Everything feels like too much energy, you know? No pressure if you need a pause for a sec. Take your time.
yes, yes, you are right. What are the signs of? How can stress at work affect your personal life?
Stress from work has this weird way of bleeding into literally everything. First, there's the classic, you're so drained. At the end of the day, you have zero energy for relationships. Kids, partner, whatever that family structure looks like, you're just gone. But here's what gets me: stress makes your brain weird about boundaries. Like you might start checking work emails at 10 p.m. or obsessing over that presentation on a Saturday when you should be doing something else entirely. You get irritable if work's annoying and now everyone gets your crap. And there's this third thing: when work stress consumes you, people in your life feel abandoned. They start assuming you don't care because you're always checking out, which creates more stress at home. The whole thing becomes this twisted cycle. You think work affects your personal life? Or is it that work actually became your personal life when balance went sideways? Which is the more depressing thought?
Uh, okay. Why is taking regular break important for mental health?
Breaks aren't just nice to have, they're literally how your brain recalibrates. Think about your phone, right? If you leave it on all day, it gets sluggish, overheats. Your brain works exactly the same way. When you hit a wall at work, pushing harder just burns more of what you have left. It doesn't magically recharge your energy, but here's the real trick: breaks need to be actual breaks, not scrolling through work Slack during lunch, like actually stepping away physically if you can. Walk outside, listen to a song, actually eat something instead of mindlessly snacking. But yeah, the neuroscience is wild. Small breaks help with focus, prevent decision fatigue, and even boost creativity. The better way to look at it, I think work isn't what you do between breaks, but work is just one part of life with a whole cycle. Breaks are necessary for the rest, right?
Okay, okay. How can setting boundaries help uh, us avoid burnout?
Boundaries? Honestly, they're the superpower everyone pretends they're bad at, but are actually terrified to test. Like, oh, but my boss expects me to answer at 10 p.m. Okay, but what's stopping you? I mean, yeah, there might be consequences, but here's the deal: nobody's going to punish you nearly as much as you think they will. The hardest part is that most people are scared they'll be seen as lazy or unwilling. Like, boundaries equals weakness, but that's the opposite of true. Boundaries show you know your worth and can protect your energy. And yeah, there's a grace period while you're figuring out what's sustainable. Like learning to say no at first feels weird, but when you start prioritizing real life friends, whatever actually matters, you're signaling to yourself and everyone else what you actually prioritize. What's the toughest boundary you're avoiding setting right now?
Yes, you are right. What role does time management play in work life balance?
Time management, it's basically the framework for not letting life happen to you versus creating the life you actually want. When you treat your time like this limited resource, things change. Like instead of someday I'll start that thing, it's like when exactly will that someday be? Block time for non work stuff like meetings. Seriously, schedule fun. Date night, yarny time, whatever. People think boundaries are like no work at 7 p.m., but they don't realize time management is actually protecting it. Like what you choose to do when time is actually there. Because here's the kicker: everyone's going to tell you something's important and needs your time. It's your job to decide where time goes based on what matters most. When you actually schedule it and defend it, burnout feels way less inevitable. What would happen if I told you to carve out 30 minutes tonight for something entirely you?
Yes, you are right. You are very right. My last question is, how can why is important to make time for hobbies and relaxation?
Hobbies and relaxation, they aren't indulgences, they're calibration tools. Seriously, when you completely cut that stuff out, you lose touch with what actually energizes you, right? Like, when's the last time you did something just for the sheer joy of it? Not because it looks good on LinkedIn or makes you more productive, just pure fun. Without that stuff, everything starts looking gray. Creativity dies, you start taking everything too seriously, and eventually, even work suffers because you're just a miserable zombie going through the motions. Plus, doing something completely unrelated to work activates different parts of your brain, which paradoxically makes you better at work. But here's where it gets real. Nobody ever lies on their deathbed wishing they'd sent more emails. The hobbies and breaks remind you there's actual living going on, not just clocking in and out. What got lost for you when you stopped prioritizing that fun stuff? Ooh,
Oh,
that silence hit different. That's okay. I didn't mean to make it heavy. Um, Sometimes all the questions pile up and you just need to sit with them for a second, you know? Where do you want to go next?
no, thank you. Thank you so much. Uh, Time is over. So Allah Hafiz.
No problem. This was great. Take care of yourself, all right?
Take care yourself.